All right, good evening. I went on a walk after work, and I'm sure my hair doesn't look too great, so I'm gonna do the world of service and cover up my hair. I went through some totes last night, and it's just getting to where I just want to keep the chases and the stuff that I just can't part with opening up out of the blisters and packaging. And I'm finding out, just like all along, I love my cars loose, and I like to be able to put them in displays and put them in my jammers, and just have them out. I like to keep everything in the office. I'm trying to keep everything down just a few totes. Ideally, I'd like to have just a few small ones. I'm sure that'll change as I get more chases and I'll have to store them in storage. But I like opening these things up. I like for everybody who's kind of apprehensive to kind of do what a lot of us do, for me to get them out and bust them open, and I can take a look at them outside the box and maybe change our perspective on some things. So I'm going to do worst to best, if that makes any sense. I'm definitely going to save this little gem for the end because I just got it about a week ago. I am going to open this one up. But I have a couple of these track fleets from Hot Wheels. This one's from 24. I've had it for a while. I think it's a Dollar General exclusive. I have the Volvo hauler camper thing. I have one in a package and I have one loose up here on the shelf. This is a Volkswagen Bugcation. This is the I guess the series or line that comes with it, or that it comes in. And the VWs are a big thing for me, and I wanted to jerk this thing out of the package because these things, they don't make blisters that I know of for them. They're kind of hard to protect, and I mean, whatever, they're meant to be opened up, right? So we'll get this thing out. I'm gonna throw this card away because I don't really have a need to keep these, but I don't know, I might keep it since I'm already cutting it nice and smooth. But I figured this would be cool to have like a VW custom in the bed of this thing, like one of my Beetles, or maybe one of those things if I get a VW thing that's a custom. And just like that Volvo hauler, it's fixed. It moves and articulates, but it doesn't willingly come off of the truck. But it's pretty neat. Nothing real special and fancy, but it's got its own little flair. Space in the back for like an old Carnival hauler camper. It's pretty neat. Single axle. The trailer's aluminum bottom, base, plastic base on the truck, chrome, painted. Rolls pretty smooth. It's a nice color out of the package. That turquoise is really nice. Lay on this card so it'll sit flat so I can see it. Get a little closer. Anyway, I've got a couple of these other like cab over T1, T2 VW haulers I got in a trade from a guy I trade with quite a bit. At some point I'll get those out and show those to you. This is one I got on one of the trips down south. I like all the James Bond stuff, and anybody who's seen this movie knows about the scene this car had in the film. This is what really made that car popular. Is this blazing through the streets and it's sliding around turns, and the 2000 Toyota GT. Not much you can not say about it, man. But this is Sean Connery, You Only Live Twice. I found it at Hobby Lobby. Like I said, it's an older Giant Lightning. 2020 release 2. There's 3 in this series. And this one, I kind of kept it like this in the package because I guess it came loose at Hobby Lobby. or someone tried to steal it, I had put a little bit of tape gun tape on it, you know, Scotch tape. And it's really kind of hard to tell except for that one little bubble of tape. But this is just a really nice car, and I want to get out of the package and see if it rolled good and how it looked and felt. Doesn't have moving parts, but we'll crack it open, take a look at it, give our opinion on some Johnny Lightnings from the COVID era. I don't think I have any open that are from this year. I have a handful of them that are from like 19 and down, a bunch of them from early 2000s, and I have plenty from, you know, 22 and up. We'll do a roll check real quick. Oh wow, surprisingly good. Real nice, quiet. That's probably one of the best Johnny Lightnings I think I have. I mean, some of them roll this good. The car's pretty light, but anyway, here's a close-up. Here's the front. Here's the rear. Passenger side. A little bit of detail on the chassis. Bare aluminum finish. Here's inside the interior. This is a nice car. This one will probably, yeah, it'll be one of the next candidates. The windshield on here, I don't know if you can see it, not really the greatest fit, so just know that all of them, MT, Johnny Lightning, Greenlight, I mean, they all have some quirks and some quality issues, but that's about the only thing I really see. And honestly, if it's sitting like that on a shelf or on a display, you have to look at it pretty hard. It's got some mist paint on the driver's side of the windshield frame, but other than that, everything else looks pretty good. All the tampos really should be. Very nice. This one definitely belongs out of the package. Be a good car for a desk at work. Alright, let's say this is one I found at Target over here, I think in Webster, or it may have been at our Target here in Pasadena that we shop at. This is a 2024 auto drivers. As many of you know, none of the auto drivers, basically an M2 that comes on a card, does not have any moving parts, plastic base. The display bases that they come with are pretty plain Jane. They don't really, it's budget minded. These do not have a Lexan cube like some of them do. But what I do like, what drew me to these auto drivers initially was they have a really nice card art, and that's one reason why I kept this thing in the package, because I like the card art on it. But I had it up for trade, I had it up for sale, no one really hit on it. A couple guys wanted it, but you know, some people don't get as serious about this stuff as I do, and I don't really like bugging them about it. So I gave it plenty of time, probably 2 months, and you know, I don't have this car in loose. I love the color. I love that green on any Mopar, Cuda, Challenger, the GTXs. It don't matter. I love the awful weird colors that Mopar had in the 60s and 70s. So we're gonna bust this thing open. Check it out. It's 69 Plymouth Roadrunner 440. Code's R121, and it's 2024 release 61. I won't keep the base. I'll just keep the card. I'll probably just keep the screws in the pile just in case I ever need some more. It's good to have them. This card art's really cool. I may eventually, you know, use the acetone to remove the actual blister, and you know, this card may just get cut like this, and I'll use it for some kind of display or card art, or I don't know. There's a reason why I'm keeping these cards just besides inventory. You know, this is a good example of why to keep one. It's in really good shape. No creases, no dings, no fades, no sticker marks. So looks pretty good overall. This car actually looked really good in the package, you know, just looking at it so much like I have. But big tires on the rear, runners on the front. It's got a blower in there. It's a little out of skew as far as being straight. I bet it rolls terrible, of course. Him too, man. It's 50-50. You are literally rolling the dice and just hoping for the best. But I do have a bunch of wheel kits that are opened up from some ones y'all see me open up and bust, and I got plenty of spare axles and tires. So the beauty of that is if I can't get these straight and I can't get the flat spots out of the tires or the bend out of the axle, whatever, I'll just throw some more wheels on and try that. So nice car though. Front looks really good except that blower motor sitting out of whack. I kind of missed the buck on one of the tail lights. You know, they got like the reflective portion on the lens. It's kind of got a blim on that right tail light. But the front looks really good, like I said. Nice wheel tire combo on this thing. Like I said, all these auto drivers have plastic bases, so these cars are actually pretty light for the most part. But like I said, I mean, hell, the front wheel doesn't even touch the ground. So, but it's still a nice car. It'd make a really good car on display. It's got some kind of fog spot on the windshield. Again, it's not a grading system, guys. It's just, I'm just trying to point stuff out that, you know, don't discredit them too. They do have a lot of good features, and they, in my opinion, they're probably the most realistic thing as far as the muscle cars go, which is what turned me on to them initially, close to 10 years ago. But you know, every one of them is going to have certain ones that are better, certain ones that are worse. You know, and I mean, from 2 feet away, does it really matter? No. You're not spending $20, $30, $40 on these things like the mini GTs and the pop races and the NOs. But, you know, for the $10 market and under, not a bad value. So, M2, 69 Roadrunner. Very nice. Needs a little work, but that's fine. It's out of the package and it's done. Okay, let's do the Jeep. Greenlight, Great Outdoors, 92 Jeep Cherokee Laredo. This is Series 3 from 2023. And I may have talked about this in one of my other videos that I haven't posted, and I probably won't because it's got too much swearing in it. But any of the XJs I love because I have a little more love than most people have for them. My dad's ex-wife had one of these. It was a 94 Country that she had. It was only probably 6 months old when she bought it. And man, that thing had plenty of power with that 4-liter high output. It was red with gray, two-tone, gray interior, 2-wheel drive. But my dad used to run the ape shit out of that car. I mean, he pulled the boat with it. You know, we drive it to the river every other weekend when I go with him. And it never gave her any trouble. She bought it with probably 20,000 miles on it, maybe not even. And she had it for about 2 years. And a lot of good times in that truck. What's cool about this one is it has a little rooftop tent access ladder. I noticed this thing had a out around tire on it. It probably won't roll that great. But I have a couple of these XJs. I think I only have 1 or 2 of them out of the package. I have another one that's in the package. We'll open it later. And I love this green because I also had, when I was doing the RC thing real heavy years ago, I had a long body 3.3 T-Max Traxxas, and they make a monster truck body, Jeep Cherokee XJ, and it was this exact color. I mean, it could not be any closer to this color. It wasn't two-tone on the bottom, but what I did do was I did take off where all the wheel well fender flares were and the rocker moldings and the underside of the lid, and I used a spray can bed liner to help stiffen it up and keep it rigid. And that body, I ran that thing for 3 years, and when I started liquidating and selling all my RC stuff, I sold that used body for $40. And the guy was glad to have it. He actually bought another one from me that I had just like it, that was tan, and he paid, I think, $75 for the pair. And like I said, I shipped them up to Milwaukee. I mean, it was way across the country. But anyway, not to get off topic. See how the Greenlight rolls. Not bad. Probably just has flat spots on the tires. Really nice detailing on the undercarriage. I like Greenlight because they actually label what the vehicle is. Auto World, that's probably my only gripe about them, is you can't read what the vehicle is if you don't know it. No opening parts on this one. Really nice detail. This thing is, it's where it's at, man. Real nice paint finish. Front end's really detailed. Interior doesn't look too bad. No license plate on the rear, but other than that, it looks really good. There's a chassis shot. I'm trying to stay still, guys, sorry. And of course it comes with a rooftop tent, which it has, looks like it opens up, which is really cool. I'm looking at this right, maybe not. It's got some kind of, oh, there's some kind of hinge action going on there, but I don't know. Anyway, we'll snap it on and see what it looks like. I would assume this goes on, okay, faces the driver's side. It's got 2 holes in the roof for where these peg studs go. And just like anything else, it's perfect. You gotta be patient with it, alright? Stays on there pretty solid. Little ladders in here, which I'm sure it's super delicate. Probably just need to cut the little keeper out of there. And the ladder, oh, the ladder goes up in that slot. Right there. And ideally, I guess it should stay, but it's not wanting to. Okay, there we go. So like that. And I highly doubt I'll display this thing like this, but who knows? I may kind of mix it in there with my Smoky Bear vehicles once I get the lodge built. I'll stick this thing in there. It'd be a real good addition to that. That's actually pretty cool. This one definitely belongs to be out of the package because it would look good with those, or if you had a couple VW buses, you know, with the camper tops on, you can make a little campground, a diorama or whatever. But that's really neat. See, once I get these things out of the package, man, I just don't have any regrets. I'll be completely honest. So, there's that. Let's do this thing really caught my eye. I think I bought this on the way out west to the property. And I want to say this one was at Kerrville Hobby Lobby, or it may have been somewhere in San Antonio. I'm pretty sure this is a Hobby Lobby. Anyway, it's a 2024 Greenlight. It's a 145-year Chevron gas commemorative. The model is a 68 Volkswagen Type 2 panel van. T2. What I love about the Volkswagen buses from Greenlight is, as small as they are and as compact as all the detailing is, and the tires and wheels, they are like next to perfect. The Black Bandit I have another one that's got some kind of German delivery livery. I have 3 or 4 of them that are by Greenlight, And they're just, if I see one of these things on the shelf, I don't care. Even if it's one I have already, I'm probably going to grab it because they're just that nice quality. So again, 2024. That's really pretty much it. And it's not in its own series, or it's not through a different. Doesn't have any other series line with it. It's just a standalone, I guess. I have a little love for Chevron. I worked in a lot of Chevron facilities, ConocoPhillips, Phillips 66, Chevron. Worked in all of them for many years. Not recently, but when I worked for my other company, they put a lot of food on my table. So, and the Chevron logo is pretty nostalgic, and it just happened to be like an anniversary year. I guess, like I said, it was 145 years in 2023 or 2024. Or it may have been for 2025, who knows. This one is probably no different. It already looks really good outside the package. So yeah, I mean these tires are super tiny. I mean, they're probably an 1/8 inch wide, if I'm being honest. Maybe 3/16, but they're very, very narrow. Everything on this thing is very, very nice. Let me give y'all some real still shots of this thing. So here's the driver's side. Passenger. Roof. Through the front and rear of this thing. It's just perfect. If you're a VW guy and you like the buses, do not pass on the green lights. Take a little break. I got hot food ready, so I'll get Mama to pause the camera and we'll finish up on these two trucks here in just a second. Okay, sorry about that. Mama had dinner made and wanted to eat all this hot. I put another one in there. I was gonna put with the other model kits, but I'll go ahead and open this one up. This was a O'Reilly purchase. This one was bought down in South Texas. I want to say it was maybe Harlingen. 2024, 5,000 pieces. It's got 4 sets of wheels and tires. It's a 68 Mercury Cougar R code. M2 code is R20, 24-13. So it's 13th release for 2024. This is more or less the auto wheels. I think it's basically just the same thing as the auto drivers. No opening parts. But we'll crack it open and take a look, see what it's all about. Screwdriver. It's got 3 sets of axles, 1 for each set of tires. Still have yet to figure out how to open these correctly. Okay, I see that. Anyway, that is all trash. I'm going to keep all the spare wheels and tires. Well, you know what? I'll show y'all what they are. The quality of these doesn't look too great. I can already tell you by looking at them. But you have the set that comes on the car. It's like a 5-spoke Krager. And then you have these gold ones. And they're runners and fats in the rear. You have those. Those are actually like a dull gold. This is more like the chase color gold. Front tires on top, rear tires on bottom. And then they come with another set of 5-spoke mags. Front tire on top, rear tire on bottom. Black's somewhat metallic. Purple's got a lot of metallic in it. It's not the greatest looking car. I only bought it because it was a Cougar. I wasn't really that impressed with it when I found it, but I stuck my foot in there and walked in the door and just checking while I was in the area, and I said, that's kind of cool. I'll go ahead and get it. And now, you know, like I said, if I want, I can keep the extra spare tires and wheels and axles for another ride if I want to. So, plastic bottom, very little detail on the undercarriage. Car detail's pretty good. They got something going on with, looks like the interior is, oh yeah, it's got something sticking out. You can barely see it inside the passenger window, but it looks like part of the interior is coming up. It's not like that on the driver's side. I don't know what the hell that is, but oh, there we go, got it fixed. So again, we keep talking about all the quality and just overall little quirks these things have, but pretty nice car overall. Rear looks really good. Actually has, it looks like lens taillights, but it's not. It's just a Tampo cover over the chrome, but it looks good. That's the front. Shot of the roof. Undercarriage. Driver's side. It's a good looking car. It's not really the greatest looking two-tone, but it's different. So rolls alright. Rolls better than I thought it would. It's got a little, the wheels are actually straight. It's just the, it's probably just the rear tire. These fat rear tires are just hard to get straight. I mean, I don't know what the deal is with them, but I mean, it rolls pretty good. I'm not complaining about that. I've definitely picked up worse. Like I said, it was probably 2 points better than I thought it'd be out of the package. So let me get all these tires and wheels piled up, and I'll stick them probably in the base for now, just so they don't become runaways. I have to be careful because I have this little trim piece on the desk here, but this will go right here with those. And that'll do that. Put the screws in my stash. Okay. I really love the 67 to 72 C10s, K10s, Blazers, whatever. This was on the shelf at Hobby Lobby in Victoria or Kingsville, one of those ones down there. It may have been, no, I think it was Kingsville. Anyway, Barrett Jackson. It's 2024 Barrett Jackson auctions. This truck sold at no reserve at $110,000. Palm Beach 2023. What is cool about these Barrett Jackson cars is they have a little biography. I was kind of curious why they did these and made these whenever they come out. I didn't really get it, but from a guy who watches Mecum auctions a lot, and I occasionally watch Barrett Jackson, I don't really care for Barrett Jackson because, for one, it's a no reserve auction. But the good thing is everything sells. But they used to just like speed line the cars through there, right? Mecum used to be a really good resource to watch when it was back on speed and velocity. When I first started watching it years ago, you could learn. They would give at least a 3 to 5 minute description on each vehicle. They don't really do that now that they're on Motor Trend channel and they've got some things changed up. Still a good place to learn and watch, but it's whatever. I know Giant Lightning does the Mecum auction thing, which is kind of cool. I have a few of those that come with tins. But I do like this on the Barrett Jacksons that, it gives a little brief description of the truck and, its features and upgrades and its customization and, the lot numbers even on here. Nice card art, for when it rolled across the block and sold. So, 71 C10 Super Cheyenne Chevrolet. I did notice on a Chase variant that I almost bought for this thing that they have the bed cover that actually comes off. So in that case, I'm probably going to bag up this bed cover and just put it up. If I like it off and leave it, or if I don't like it, I might just glue the bed cover on just so I don't lose it. And I'm curious because I don't think I have any of these Barrett Jackson cars. This is the only one I bought that I know of. I wonder if they have an opening hood. I guess we're going to find out here in a minute. It does. It's a heavy truck. Real nice casting. Bed cover does come off. Ooh, that's pretty. Look at that. It's not like a true wood slat bed, but resembles kind of like a wood bed. Says this truck has a. Well, I thought it had an opening hood, but if it does, it is stuck on there. It says this truck has a big block in it, 454, turbo 400, 3-speed, 12-bolt posi. Just a nice, restored, classic C10 pickup. Black and white plated interior. Doesn't really show that on the inside. It's black, but it's a nice truck. Rolls alright. That's the bed cover. I'll show it to y'all with it on, and I'll take it off. So, that's the bed cover on. Undercarriage is alright. Got true duals, traction bars. I definitely like with the bed cover off. And one thing I like about the detail on this truck is the windshield's really clear. Doesn't have any side windows that roll down. Look at the detail on the wiper blades. Those trucks had stainless wiper blades. That was a nice touch. There's the bed shot again. I think it looks better off the bed cover on it. So. Give this thing a roll across the auction block one more time. Yeah, it rolls all right. It's not perfect, but it's kind of hard to tell if one of the tires maybe. Yeah, I might be able to straighten this up a little bit. It's definitely the rear. It's that tire right there. And these wheels are kind of big. Oh, I see what it is. A little better. But that truck will definitely look good on the shelf. Look good in the garage. The guy I went to school with had one that was this light blue all the way. It wasn't two-tone. It may have been like that originally. But the truck I knew it was a faded light blue. His was a 68 or 9. So the grill was a little different. The 71 and 2s are definitely the better looking trucks, I think. Because they had like a full surround grill. The grill actually went around the headlights. The 67, 8, and 9s, I think. The grill didn't do that. It was in between them. Or the grill didn't really go around the headlights on the 70 to 72s, but it looked like that way with the way the bezels were because they were the matching color of the grill. The other trucks were more color matched to the body paint. And I guess they changed a little bit with trim levels and what have you. Again, I'm no expert on them. I never had one. I was around a few of them. My daughter's uncles, they have them. One had his in high school. It was a 70 step side long bed. Nice truck. Pretty neat. Okay. This is 2025, I believe. Yep. And I'm sure some of you have seen this on the shelf. It's really going to kind of hurt me to open this thing because it's 5,500 pieces. And the Chase variant's 500 quantity. So if you do see one of these things in a Chase, it's not a Super Chase, but it's not 750 or 1,000. But it's a Blazer. It's got to get jerked out of the skin. We got to strip his drawers off. You know what I mean? So 74 K5 Blazer. This is just like the rest of them. Full convertible top. As you can see, it has the bands on the back of that top. That's what I'm worried about. I could probably let this thing sit for 5 or 6 years and it'd be fine. But I just got to open it. I mean, this one's going to hurt a little bit because the card art is really nice. You know, I love, you know, bald eagles, American eagles. But this truck looks so good in the package that it has to look really good outside the package. So, this is a hobby exclusive. HS60 is the code on it, and it's 25-17. So this is the 17th release for the year 2025. So, again, I'm gonna cringe a little, guys. So just bear with me, and I will definitely keep the cube for this one, because this truck will, you know, if it's not displayed up here on the shelves or in my cases, or if it ever goes to somebody as a hand-me-down or a gift or a trade, maybe. I doubt I'll ever trade it, but in the event it does, I want to be able to have the cube to protect it. So, really consider keeping this card art and just cutting all the M2 stuff off of it because it's really neat. I don't know. Might do that. Throw that away. Pull the cube top off. Oh man, shiny. Again, like I've talked about on the Broncos and these Blazers, I'm not sure when they started doing this to all of them, but on all the four-wheel drive, at least the four-wheel drive Blazers and the Broncos, they put these base risers on, which really helps prevent a lot of the flat spot and the tires from the weight of the vehicle sitting on the base. So, thank you for doing that, M2. It's very, very helpful. I'm not sure who suggested that, but I'm very grateful that y'all did do that. Let's cut these bands off. Get them off right now. I'm going to wrap it around the axle. This one was already starting to turn colors. Huh. The back of these wheels have like a little bit of rusty spots on them. It's kind of weird. There's that roll bar again. Come on, you good. Not as good as the other ones, but it does roll pretty free. Not too bad. This roll bar isn't too bad. I'm not going to bust it out, but it is a little low. Looks like it has a little, I don't know if it's a thumbprint on the windshield or, yeah, okay. There's the front. Driver's side. This thing is sweet, man. It just, man, if you had a truck like this running on the streets, you'd be the Mac Daddy. Mac Daddy. See what motor's at. That looks like a small block Chevrolet. That's cool. At least they kept it somewhat original. The Coke one we opened up the other night had a LS swap in it. It's kind of hard to see in there. But you can see the Chevy orange and the old steel air cleaner. That hood's a real nice decal. I like that. Undercarriage shot. It's got kind of a gloss black instead of just a matte finish. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, baby. All right, well, I got plenty to bag up. Depending on how I feel, I might label all these and put all these cars up and call it a night, or I might just keep opening up. Let me take a break for a minute and we'll see what I got and we'll go from there. Thanks for watching. Sorry, that's terrible. I need to hook up this button for this tripod stick. A little recap of what we opened tonight in both videos.